Hi friends, how are you today? I decided to hop on Facebook for a little chat. I absolutely love conversing with those of you who are on this page, and you guys always make my day a little bit brighter. I've been working from home all day, but I'm excited to hop on and share a few things that I've been thinking about lately. And when it comes to getting more of not just more followers on social media, more of the right types of followers. And this is going to be a 3-part series. So we're going to kind of use these as building blocks because sometimes I discovered that when I would when I have an online conversation with people like on my Facebook page or on YouTube or on Instagram, that it was a lot of information at once, and all of a sudden it became like information overload. So let's break this down. We're going to have like a 15-minute conversation. I'm going to open it up to Q&A, and when I come back for another conversation online, we're going to use it as building blocks to move from there. So where are we starting out today? Well, we are going to be starting off with how to get more followers on social media without paying for ads. Can we get an amen? Because y'all, like right about there, I'm just like, I know that we can get more followers with ads, but are they the right types of followers? Are they pre-qualified? Are they going to be followers who are going to engage with our page? I don't want numbers for numbers. I don't need to be popular. I need to be profitable. So that's my big bent when I talk to entrepreneurs about getting what we want. So my question to you is, well, what do we want? Well, if you're anything like me and you're anything like hundreds of millions of entrepreneurs, is we want more followers. And we don't want followers just because for kicks and giggles. We want followers because the more followers we have, the higher propensity we are to translate them, to move them over to being paying customers. And we have paying customers. We have the opportunity to pursue our dreams, grow the business that we want, and create a lifestyle that we definitely want. Okay, so here's the thing. What's stopping us? Well, what I've discovered over time is the thing that's stopping most entrepreneurs from posting content is that, one, people aren't responding. And that's so intimidating when you put something out and then it's like crickets. So I feel you. Number two, that the Facebook algorithm that recently completely smashed Facebook pages has been disastrous. On average, Facebook pages are getting around 6 to 8% organic reach, which is a total bummer. But for pages over 500,000 followers, they're averaging around 2% organic reach, which is just Facebook's way of saying, hey, if you want to play, you got to pay. So as they kind of change the algorithm, I once heard Facebook described as like an 8-lane freeway. And there was a time when Facebook was new and we were all like on the high of organic reach. And so our organic reach was hitting 6 of the 8 lanes on this freeway. And then as the algorithm changed, the lanes became less and less and less. Now there's still 8 lanes on this freeway, but guess what? Organic reach on business pages is now relegated to 1 lane. So of all the Facebook pages that your followers are following, everybody's vying for that 1 free lane. So what can we do to stick out from that 1 free lane, right? Well, shareable content, valuable content, things that people are like, oh, this is helping me. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I want to share it with my friends. That's like the holy grail of information. So gone are the days of my business is so great. My product is so great. I'm in Hawaii with my business. It's just like, that's not going anywhere anymore. So here's the thing. We have to ask ourselves, okay, so what should we do in order to get seen by people? Well, the thing is, we have to understand what people are engaging with. So this comes back down to things that I've said before, is to keep a running track of what posts are getting interacted with. So I know it's a little old school and I know they have fancy tools, but I'm like a post-it note and a cute little pen. I write down in 2-week increments what did best, what totally tanked, and the things that I need to do to create more commitment. So a couple weeks ago, I openly said on my Facebook page that I was going to be hosting Facebook Lives twice a month. So once every other week, I was going to share valuable content. I was going to create conversations. And what I'm doing is I'm keeping track of what people want to know more of. Once I know what people want to know more of, then I can make the commitment to hit it hard and up level that and say, I'm going to show up every single week at the same time because we're going to be having growth conversations about how entrepreneurs can build their business. Okay, so if I'm thinking along these lines, the next question is, okay, what's next? If you're kind of at a point and you're like, Jasmine, I'm kind of sort of doing it. Nobody's paying attention. I think I kind of know what people want. Okay, how about we take it back a step even further? And my question to you is, Do you know why people followed your Facebook page, your Instagram account, your YouTube channel? Do you know why those people followed you to begin with? Well, I've pretty much reduced it down to 3 main reasons. So if we understand the deeply psychological reasons why people are following our pages, then we can put ourselves in their shoes and understand, hey, this is what they want to see more of. So if you're following along, taking notes, let's start off with number 1. Oh, but before I get there, I had actually a slide for this. We need to understand the reasons people followed you in the first place. And that first reason for me, in my mind, is its simplicity. People followed you, at least initially, because they saw something that they liked, and it was simple and it was straightforward. So if you sell X, they came to your Facebook page, they saw your Instagram account, they went to your YouTube channel and said, oh, I get it. This person sells X. So less is more. When people can see more about the thing that you do and who you are, and it's not just a series of sales pitches, promotions, talking about my business, there was something about that people got in. So if you can understand that less of the sales pitch and more of what you do, more of creating value for them, that's going to be the first step of why somebody followed you in the first place. There was something that you did. So let's go back and revisit the root endeavors of your social media accounts and platforms and conversation, which leads me to point number 2, why the second point somebody would follow you on social media. They must have been intrigued. They must have liked something about your why. So when we talk about your why, I say this again and again, and this quote never gets old to me. Simon Sinek says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Because let's be honest, we all have competition. There are people selling virtually, as much as we don't want to admit it, they're selling the same thing we're selling. It's just the nature of how businesses work. There's a lot of competition. So when you can talk about your why, in addition to what you do, you're already one step ahead of your competition. Now, if we can upload that, if you could talk about your why in regards to what you do, and at the same time offer value for your followers, that again is like the unicorn of social media posts. Now, this is where people say, Jasmine, I'm not comfortable talking to people. Jasmine, that's really not what I do. Jasmine this, Jasmine, who cares about what I'm doing? Who cares that I'm walking my dog? Who cares what I'm eating for lunch? And let me tell you something, people care. People care a whole bunch. And just in case you're unsure, I have some social proof. So a few months ago, or gosh, can't believe it, October of last year, I hosted a 7-day Instagram challenge. So tens of thousands of entrepreneurs came together and we committed to post to Instagram every day. So I sent people things to say, things to post, how to get more engagement, and the feedback was really great. Now at the end of the 7 days, I was in this private Facebook group, and I said, hey guys, what was the post of the past 7 days? What was the one that did the best? And again and again and again, people said, oh my God, Jasmine, it's the post where I introduced myself and I explained why I did what I did for my business. And I was blown away. So just in case you don't believe what I'm having to say, I'm going to let the students, like Kat Bugno, it was so hard for me to post this one and introduce myself, and I was so surprised to see so many likes and interactions. And then we also have Emma Kirby McMahon. This photo from the challenge received the most engagement, and I was shocked. I never really post photos of myself for a lot of reasons, and she goes on to explain that she wasn't really comfortable, but people really wanted to see it. And then there's Janine McLeod. For me, it was a photo of me. I can't believe that. And here's the thing, this is just 3 of literally thousands of people who responded. And again, people kept on saying, I'm shocked that people want to see more of me. And they want to hear more about why I do what I do. So I'm not talking trash. This is actually a proven theory when it comes to small business owners and creative entrepreneurs pursuing the thing that they love. If you're a photographer, there's chances that other people are taking photos and they charge less than you, and heck, they might even be considered better. But people could invest in your business because you stand out as a division of what you do, who you are, and why you do it. The same thing can be applied to real estate agents and bakers and jewelry makers and purse makers, the whole nine. We're talking about this triumvirate, I just used a very fancy word, of 3 things: who you are, what you do, and why you do it. That's powerful. And the third reason why people followed you from the beginning, at least this is how you pick up followers quickly along the way, is followers want to quickly understand how your account fits into their feed. So let's be very clear. When somebody goes to your Facebook page or your YouTube channel or your Instagram account, they have to almost immediately understand what you do and what you're about. So outside of your bio, right, a quick little description of what your Facebook page or your Instagram account, that's going to be the first step. That's going to be the most powerful piece. But beyond that, visually, they have to see and understand what you do. So if your Facebook page is a hot mess of different things, if your Instagram account is like your weekend trip and then your baby with Cheerios and oh, here's some professional work and oh, you happen to be shooting horses that weekend, people don't understand exactly what it is that your business does. Which is why I'm a huge proponent of having a business account on Instagram. Having an account that's strictly for your business on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube. And all of your other family photos. Yes, you can incorporate them a little bit when it comes to professional accounts. But when you just want to share everything that comes top of your mind, that should be your personal Facebook page, not your fan page, not your YouTube business channel. Because you want to make sure that people understand clearly what it is that you do. Because for me, it's not just getting the right types of followers. It's going to be the types of followers who turn into customers. So I want to show you examples of people that are doing it actually really well. And my dog is barking. It's his time to go for a walk. So I'm going to make this a little quick. So I follow Jordan Fernie of Oh Happy Day. This is what you're going to see on her Instagram account. And she just simply put outtake nice moves. So she is a, kind of like a tastemaker. She makes party supply decor. She makes cute little things that you can buy for celebrations. And I follow her feed because I happen to find it cute, inspiring, and a lot of fun. I know that every time Jordan posts a picture, it's going to be about the thing that she sells, but done in a really cute way, like you just saw that photo. However, when it comes time for her to ask for a sale, it's very clear. Here's an example. Flamingo neon lights back in stock in the Oh Happy Day party shop ohhappyday.com. So we clearly know if she had posted maybe 5 or 6 other photos of her on vacation and her kids and what she ate for dinner and her favorite cappuccino, and then all of a sudden here comes the flamingo is on sale. It's coming out of left field and people don't understand where it fits in their feed. The more cleanly your accounts fit in people's social feed, the more likely you are to parlay them from followers into customers. I'm going to do one more example. Gary Vaynerchuk, one of my favorite business minds of all time. This is his Facebook page. And on his Facebook page, you know exactly what he does. Right at the top, you'll see that you can buy tickets to his speaking events. You know his bio. You know how many people follow him. And every single post goes back to giving content that points back to the thing that he does. He has a digital marketing agency in New York. And you know clearly what it is and who he does. Now, here's the beauty about his Facebook page is that it's tiered. You have these very expensive high ticket items to spend time with him and his team, all the way down to something as simple as a t-shirt. So he just kind of created a few months ago a t-shirt line of some of his quotes. And surprisingly, they do really, really well. So he's creating this content for tiered pieces of marketing in his business. Now, is he in a t-shirt company? No, he does digital marketing. But because he's using his social channels so effectively, people know who he is, what he does, and why he's doing the thing that he does. He's not making t-shirts for kicks and giggles. He's making t-shirts to extend his brand message and give his followers the opportunity to connect with him in some kind of tangible way, which I think is really incredible. So before I get into Q&A, and if you have questions, oh my gosh, I should probably just take a second and say, hi, welcome. If you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment box and I will get to them. This is going to be an open forum Q&A and I'm here just to chat. Like I said, these videos are an opportunity for me to chat with you. So thank you for showing up live, and this is an absolute open opportunity for you to ask your questions. So let's kind of do a quick review of what we've covered so far. So when prospective followers, these are people who are not sure of who you are, somebody linked to you or they stumbled across your feed. When prospective followers see that you've kept it simple, it's not always a sales pitch, that you've shared your why, not who you are and not just what you do, but why you do it. And you've clearly shown your purpose. What purpose does your feed serve in their search, in their home feed? Then they become followers. And that's precisely what we all want to do. So if you're kind of struggling right now, I want you, number one, to go through and track and see what social endeavors have worked really well for you in comparison to everything else. And once you have an idea of what you think people want to see, I want you to put yourself in their shoes and understand that less is more. And if you are going to be posting more, I want you to show more of your why. And lastly, I want you to look at your feeds as a division of your business. Yes, social media is to be social. It is to have real conversations with real people sitting on the other side of their computer. I want you to use social media, yes, as a marketing vehicle, but more than anything, I want you to listen to what people are saying, because they will dictate the direction that your business will go and how you will serve them. Let's dig into, before I get into Q&A, if you guys would like to download a free social media guide, you can go to pathtoprofitability.com. There I walk you through how to create a schedule, the things that you should be posting, and the fact that you have to show up every day, because that is one of the key things that you could do for your business, is to show up with consistency. So if there are any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comment box and we will get this party started. Okay, great. Hang on one second. I also wanted to take a second and say hi and welcome to those of you guys who are tuning in live. It's always really special. So let me know like where you're from, because I always like connecting with people and just saying hi, seeing how people are going. And so Katherine Dixon, I think that you're the best. Thanks for showing up. Joe, you're the best, homie. Okay. Katherine asked, if I have a great product that works, is okay to add more products? This way I have more to share socially instead of just one product. Katherine, if you want to extend your product line, I think that that's absolutely fantastic. More than anything, you can't just add products because the time has come to add more products. If you have a proven concept and if the market has demand more of those types of products, then yes, absolutely extend your product line. But more than anything, what I would do specifically when it comes to social media is to bring people on the journey with you. Let's say that you're deciding, so you have product X and you're like, I think I want to expand my product line because X has done well. I applaud that. Now, I've seen this done on social media from other businesses who are product-based, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So they'll put to their audience, hey, we're going to come up with a new product. Here's we would love your input. Would you like Y or would you like Z? Or give us your feedback on Y. What can we do to get it better? So anytime you can bring people on the journey with you, there's this company that I follow that I think that they're adorable and I love everything they do. It's called Bando. And they create a line of t-shirts every season. And they actually had their followers vote on what should be printed on the t-shirts. So they put up mock designs, 6 mock designs, and they asked their followers, hey followers, which one do you like? And it was overwhelmingly, everybody had chosen, myself included, this t-shirt that said Pink Skies Ahead. And would you believe that when they launched their t-shirt line, the Pink Skies Ahead t-shirt sold out within 24 hours? That is simply just making something that the audience wants to see more of. And that is incredible. So bring people on the journey with you, talk to them about the highs and lows so that when you are ready to launch a product, it's good to go. Let's see. Sammy. Hi, Sammy Clemmer. Good to see you, boo. Let's see. I'm in Pennsylvania. How do you feel about hashtags on Facebook? All 30 from Instagram or just a select few? I just feel like hashtags on Facebook are an afterthought and they don't ever feel like they work really well. So I would not put a ton of hashtags because I find them highly distracting. And when I'm on my home feed, you have to think about when you're on your home feed and if you were to come across a post and you were to see, you don't even need 30. What if you saw 20? That's just so overwhelming. The only time that I would use a hashtag on Facebook is if I was at an in-person event and I wanted to connect with people either at that in-person event, or if I wanted people at the event to connect with me, or if I wanted my audience to see what I was doing. But yet again, the hashtags on Facebook just don't work 1/10 as good as they work on Instagram. So I would be very, very, very cautious with how I use hashtags. Just a personal preference. Let's see. Stacey asked, what is the best way to gain off-season clients? Well, you're going to hear me answer this in like 2 ways. I would use, because when you're a creative entrepreneur, there's this pressure, I feel this pressure to always be getting more clients, more business, grow, grow, grow. And at the same time, it comes at a cost, right? So it's like you have less time, you're less energetic, your creativity is zapped. So what I would try to do at least 2 months out of the year, I would take a big step back. Every December and January, JD, my husband and business partner, we wouldn't book anything in December and most of January if we could help it, because it was during that time that it allowed us to be creative. We were setting up creative shoots for ourselves. I was writing new projects. I produced a 160-page magazine. I created a video series. I have an online store. So it was during these months where I didn't put this pressure on myself. And if you want to gain off-season clients, do something creative that moves your business closer to the types of clients that you want. If you're feeling stuck right now and you're like, my clients, I'm thankful for them, but they're just not a good fit for me. They just don't understand what I'm doing. If you're feeling there, then I need to caution you and say, hey, you're going to burn out if you don't do anything, if you don't give yourself the time to create a creative gift. And then you say, oh, look at what I love. Can I use this thing that I created to attract more people into my business who just get what I do? So when it comes to creating off-season clients, I'm going to say set up shoots to fulfill you creatively, start attracting the people you want to work with, as well as rejuvenate and fill that creative cup. I hope that works. Amber Hutton, how do you increase organic traffic on Facebook? Shares of your post. Amber, this goes back to creating content that is shareable. If you're on your Facebook page and you're saying, I just posted a new blog post, there are very few people that are going to share that post unless that blog post is like the most amazing, magical, value-driven, how-to tutorial, make my life easier post. If you're posting something like, I really like my cappuccino, nobody's going to share that. How you get people to share your posts? Well, breaking down, we can go about this in a long way, but how to get people to share your post? If it's inspirational, people are inspired. If it's aspirational, you're doing something that people want to do. If it's educational, you're teaching them something, education tutorials, stuff like that. And if you are helping them achieve something they want. When people feel like thankful that you're helping them, or they feel like their friends should know what you're saying, that's when they share. If it doesn't fall within those 4 categories, you're gonna have a very hard time having somebody share it. Even if you go out and say, hey, share my post, which is something I don't really recommend, because if people don't share it, it just sits there and it feels like a little awkward. It's like asking somebody, to Sadie Hawkins, and then they just stand against the wall the whole night and they don't dance. Okay. Let's see. Joe, how do normal, dare I say, average dudes make themselves look insta-fabulous? Okay, Joe, I think you're asking for a friend. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think that you need to be insta-fabulous to attract the right clients. What you're trying to do is what I've kind of noticed in the past year is this mantra that I've said to myself is choose the adventure. And I've noticed that when I go out of my comfort zone, when I say, hey, I could take a walk in my neighborhood, or I could spend more time, get down to the beach, walk on the beach, have an acai bowl, take a picture of some seagulls and the thing that I'm eating. And it was a small, subtle shift in what I was doing and how I was able to present my life on social media. Sometimes it's like, if I have the opportunity to, stay at home on a Friday night and just veg out, that's great. But sometimes when I tell myself, at least for 2017, is to choose the adventure, this means I'm saying, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to a museum. I'm going to get up and go to LA. I'm going to get up and go to a vintage shop. I'm going to go to an old bookstore. I'm going to do something that doesn't make me insta-fabulous. It's allowing myself to choose the adventure and then bring people along with me. The more that you help people, the more that you push people closer to the thing that you want as a division of your business, the more likely they are going to think that you're insta-fabulous without having to be a perfectly curated life, totally buff, eating fancy food and partying at the coolest places. That is so not me, and yet I've been able to cultivate a tribe of people who are just like, we support you and we like what you're doing, and then they later invest in my business. And that is something that is tangible, and that is something that people can do on your own. So Joe, you got this. Okay, let's see. I have a few questions that are popping up because they are happening really fast. So we're trying to screen them as much as possible, get them in. Okay. Jan Kovacs, what to do if out of inspiration? Oh, let me tell you something about that. Inspiration is, somebody had said, I had read a Stephen Pressfield in The War of Art. He writes that inspiration is like a lover that only decides to visit when he or she wants to. And so you stay up late at night longing for that person to visit you. And when inspiration does visit you, it is intoxicating and it is amazing. And the nights that inspiration doesn't visit you, it's agonizing and you don't know how to move forward. But these are some things that I have done to prepare myself for when inspiration decides not to visit me. What I do is I make sure that I set up time for me to go to museums. Now, here's the thing. Inspiration hits us all differently. I can't say what works for me to get inspired will work for you, but I will tell you at least 4 or 5 things that I do. I set up time to go to a museum. I will drive, and on my way there, JD and I will listen to a great podcast to help my mind think in a different way. And these podcasts are not industry related. These are podcasts that are just mind-numbing and great and fun. I'm currently listening to S-Town right now, and oh my God, I'm obsessed. It's kind of like Serial, but totally different. Another thing that I'll do is I will take an elongated yoga class. Yoga classes are usually around 60 minutes, but I will choose to do a 90-minute yoga class because it seems like in the last 30 minutes, the additional 30 minutes, my mind goes to a different place to where I can block everything out. And when I don't think about anything, that is when I start getting ideas. That's when I start dreaming big dreams. Another thing that I'll do is I'm very fortunate with where I live. There's 3 or 4 independent movie theaters. And for some reason, I love watching documentaries, but specifically films that aren't in English, because there's something really beautiful about reading something and seeing it visually come to life that really makes me feel like, oh my God, I need to create something. I need to write something. Another thing that I will do is I will read. I try to read at least 20 to 25 minutes every single day, and that helps me keep me calibrated. And the last thing that I will do is I will collect a few of my favorite magazines, and I just start clipping out things that I find beautiful, that I find inspiring, that I find interesting. And it's just taking the time to make my mind not think about other things, but look at things that I happen to find beautiful, and as a manifestation of that, it will allow me to go and create things that I find really intriguing. Okay, Julie Connell, any thoughts on what you'd want to hear or see from a healthcare practice? Well, that's great. Healthcare practice, I would 100% look at what other people in the weight loss industry are doing. So people go to the hot button issues. And I can tell you 3 things that I would want to see from a healthcare practice is how to lose weight, how to de-stress, and how to create more time for healthy activities. So if you can come out with things that are all related to that, you are going to get people to go there. So while it is important, say the benefits of eating 3 green vegetables a day, but if you say how 3 green vegetables can help you lose 5 pounds in a week, I'll be like, yes, that's where I want to go. So finding a way to understand what the cultural climate is for people that are searching for things online is going to be hands down a total winner. And if you are kind of questioning it, I just thought of one right now. What we see a lot of is essential oils. What if as a healthcare practice, what you put out could be something along the lines of essential oils, truth or fact. We're going to be breaking things down to know exactly the benefits for them from a medical perspective. I would totally click on that because I am very much intrigued by essential oils. Either way, think about what the hot button, as you go through your Facebook feed, what are people talking about and how can you parlay that into a healthcare perspective? I think that'd be great. Let's see. Okay, so Keelan Walker, what do you think about boosting a post and targeting an ideal client? I'm a big fan of that. You will see occasionally me boost a post. Now I'm going to be totally honest. If this conversation right now happening online does really well, I absolutely might boost this post. I might turn it into an advertisement so that I can make sure and grow the types of people who I'm trying to attract. But at the end, heck, let me just show you right about now, since I'm just going to keep it real, because I'm just doing another little plug. If you want the social media guide and calendar and an outline, this is exactly where you go. You're going to the path of profitability. So what I'm doing there is I'm guiding people to a specific website so that they can get a free social media marketing guide. That way, I really only try to promote posts where I can measure its effectiveness. I don't boost a post to say, hey, like my page. Never, because I'll attract the wrong people. I don't boost a post to say, hey, visit this blog post, unless something is at that blog post that I'm selling something, I'm promoting something, I'm educating. Any way that I could measure this was then effective is what I'll post. So if you are creating content that you can have them either buy, invest, or create more of like, hey, contact me, so that you can measure exactly who you're reaching from those particular ads and boosted posts, then do it. If you're doing it for kicks and giggles, it's going to be a waste of money. Okay. Great. I'm going to take one more question and we're going to dig in. Ooh, it's already been 31 minutes. Wow, we are partying it up in here. Hi, Amanda Cromer. Good to see you. It's always such a good thing to see people from the Path to Profitability family up in here. Many, many, many thanks. Let's see. Katie asked, a big part of my passion for photography is helping people slow down and give them little artifacts to remember their life. Most of my copy reflects this passion. Is this what you mean? No, it's not. Sorry, was that rude? I think that kind of sounded a little rude. We are all passionate about what we do. As creative entrepreneurs, we want to share that passion. But let's be honest. If everybody's passionate and everybody's selling the same thing, we're not standing out. How can you cultivate your passion and turn it into value-driven content, something that can help market your business by creating value for your consumers? If you're passionate for photography, and let's just say you're a family photographer, you need to share valuable pieces of information. What to wear in a shoot, the best time to shoot, what time should you be taking, if you want Christmas photos, when should you be taking them, the best toys to bring to a session. If you bring toys to a session, talk about the toys that you bring and why they work. What about healthy snacks that moms can pack for their kids on a photo shoot? How to convince your spouse who doesn't want to be at the photo shoot to actually enjoy the photo shoot. All of that is value-driven content that promotes your business without saying, I feel so blessed because I have another shoot on the blog. That's not really, I'm really passionate about what I do. Yes, you and hundreds of thousands of other people who are all trying to hustle. Create value that then points back to your business, help people, and you're going to start attracting the right types of followers who turn into customers. And this is where we say, amen. Okay, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you guys soon, and leave questions because I really want to know where we can take this conversation for part 2, and that is going to be coming up soon. I hope you guys have a